After whiny liberals defend Iran, Mad Dog Mattis sends them nasty surprise. Secretary of Defense James Mad Dog Mattis was in California with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo this week for a meeting with Australian officials when he spoke at the Hoover Institution in Stanford on Tuesday. Mattis had a nasty surprise up his sleeve for the whiny liberals siding with Iran over President Donald Trump. "You're going to love this." Speaking at the Hoover Institution in Stanford, California, on Tuesday, Secretary of Defense James Mattis backed President Donald Trump's fiery message to Iran, which had liberal panties all in a bunch. Trump tweeted an all-caps message to Iran on Sunday night, writing, "To Iranian President Rouhani, never, ever threaten the United States again or you will suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious. It's about damn time that a US president had the cojones to put the Iranian regime in their place. After all, these are people who chant death to America at their government meetings." Still, liberals were horrified that Trump would take such a firm approach with Iran, leaving Secretary Mattis no choice but to shed some much-needed perspective on the situation. Iran cannot continue to show irresponsibility as some revolutionary organization that is intent on exporting terrorism, exporting disruption across the region, Mattis said at the Hoover Institute on Tuesday. The president was making very clear that they're on the wrong track. "I think what we have to look at is the destabilizing influence that Iran has consistently displayed and demonstrated throughout the region," Mattis added. "The only reason that the murderer, Syrian President Bashar Assad is still in power, the primary reason, is because Iran has stuck by him, reinforced him, funded him. We see the same kind of malfeasance down in Yemen where they're fomenting more violence down there," he said. "We've seen their disruptive capabilities demonstrated from Bahrain to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and it's time for Iran to shape up and show responsibility as a responsible nation." According to the bleeding heart liberals on the left, "We ought to applaud the atrocities of the Iranian regime and tread lightly when it comes to dealing with their leaders, offering them milk and cookies instead of a stern warning when they threaten the United States." Coincidentally, the same unhinged liberals had a meltdown of epic proportions when Trump showed diplomacy with Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. So, what do these people want? A president who commands the respect of leaders from around the world, or one who wears mom jeans and emboldens terrorists? The answer would seem obvious, although I'd caution you not to hold